So your mother told you never to judge a book by its cover, Lazy Link, but she never said anything about video games.
That's true.
I'm James Wolfstar, and I'm here with my buddy Lazy Link, and this is the inaugural episode of By the Covers, where we mercilessly judge video games by their covers, make predictions about them, and then play the games just to see how our predictions turn out. Our very first game is a game called Wasteland 2 Director's Cut by In Exile Entertainment and Deep Silver. Now, I'm not familiar with In Exile Entertainment, but I do know that Deep Silver is responsible for the Metro series of video games, which is a first-person shooter based off of some Russian books about post-apocalyptic life in like 2033. And I do also recall seeing, this is my first prediction, that Wasteland is actually a game that came out before Fallout and is actually the inspiration for Fallout. And my second prediction is that this is the second game of the series, and I'm not quite familiar with having seen it recently. So I'm going to guess that this is about 1999 to 2003 is when this came out, during the PlayStation 2 era. And yeah.
Back into frame. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so it is an M-rated game, so I mean that automatically makes it playable.
No, not for the kiddies.
Now it does say, that you can, if you don't feel like finding a key for the door, that you can pick the lock, bash it down with your boot, or just blow it up. So that doesn't. I'm wondering if that means some kind of character creation aspect, or if they're just going to give you archetypes like a rogue type, a demolition type, a brute soldier, something like that. So this is a tactical based game, and it also says that on the back it's a hugely reactive story with hundreds of choices and consequences at your disposal, and no two players will have the same experience. So I'm going to say it's going to be about an above average game. I'm going to give it a pre-review of a 7.
I do like your prediction there, Wolfstar, but I'm going to actually have to go a little bit lower. I do have high expectations for games, so I'm actually going to do a 6 on the pre-review here for it.
Alright, well, let's unwrap this sealed game and check it out.
Alright.
At this point, the game is regretting its life choices and is deciding whether or not to run. Coolest graphics of the game.
Yeah.
These graphics just blew me out of the water, and I was astounded. Keanu Reeves, Texas Ranger. Whoa, whoa.
I like your nun hat.
Hey, it's none of your business what I wear. I am the law! In retrospect, I should have said I survived this game. Now, I will say that the customization was pretty in-depth. We didn't really get that detail with it, but as you can see, we didn't realize that there were 3 different skill trees.
Yeah, there's actually, on the skills which you're on right now, they actually had more to pick from, but we didn't realize that. See, and right there we just went ahead and showed, and we're like, wait, there's more? It's not really clear, so.
I think General Vargas plagiarized somebody else.
What comes after the end?
War. War never changes.
Never.
Much better cinematic than this.
Constructing roads. We're just an Army engineer battalion, constructing roads and bridges deep in the middle of the Arizona nowhere. They didn't know why Armageddon had come. Nor will he have ever died in vain. Or unavenged.
So, yeah, basically his call sign is not forgotten, but
Thank you,
his name was Robert Pauls. And here we are.
Here's the game. And doesn't that look beautiful?
It's just breathtaking.
What's up with the middle? That's weird.
I appreciate you coming to Captain Ace's retirement party. You hardly knew the man. Appropriate too, seeing as how investigating his death will be your first duty as a desert ranger. Yeah, I know. You've hardly found your feet with us, and here I am sending you on a mission that already got one ranger killed. Well, I wish I had another option, but the desert rangers are spread a little thin right now. Ranger teams Abel and Charlie are out west trying to stop a range war out there from becoming straight-up genocide. And Team Baker is up north looking for a way through the radiation that's cut us off from Vegas. I'm afraid the next generation is going to have to lead the charge on this one. The mission is this: search the area where Ace's body was found, and do your best to recover his logbook and the repeater units. Then call in your report. If you find the repeaters, I may send you on to finish it. Ace's death must be avenged, and it will be. But finding the signal he died trying to track down is just as important. Besides, I got the sneaking suspicion that when you find the one... Where the heck do you think you're going, recruits? I know you're eager to get out into the field, but I haven't told you where you're headed.
So this is the world map.
Wow. Did you order a new Monopoly piece?
Yeah, it just came in today, actually. So the key is you have to find water, and I apparently found water right there, but apparently you have to scour every hexagon, whatever, square of this awful map.
Yes, goddammit, the plant! Something's gone wrong!
Ranger Team Echo, this is...
Here's some combat footage for you. I really went through the tutorials pretty quickly, so maybe next time if I ever play this game again, I'll read them a bit more thoroughly to figure out what's happening. Just some more footage for you.
I do like how it is turn-based, so you can kind of go ahead and decide what actions you want to do. That's always nice. I do like turn-based games like this, but this is, I would say, the best part of the game that we've seen.
Yeah. And there is friendly fire in this game, which we found out the hard way.
Yes. Yeah, we did.
The tragic fall of Wolfstar.
Oh, ouch.
Check for traps. Because at this point, both of my characters are bleeding out, and I can't switch between them, and there's nothing that I can do.
Yeah.
And eventually they die and the game is over.
Yeah, it was very confusing on what to do.
And that was our first run through of the game, and it was bad. Wow, that was awful.
Oh my gosh.
So, the opening cinematic pretty much set the tone of how the game was going to go. It was a step above FMV, and it went downhill from there.
Agreed.
The graphics for a game, which I was totally wrong, that this game actually came out in 2013. Those were graphics for 1999 to 2003. They were shitty.
Oh my gosh, yes. I agree on that one.
The story, we didn't really get much into the story. I mean, we did get to a part where plants are killing people, so it's obviously not that based in reality.
Huge bugs.
The grid combat system, albeit was interesting, but that's about it. I mean, traversing the world map was it was underwhelming, to be honest. Completely underwhelming. So I was originally going to give the game a 3 out of 10, but it actually came with an instruction manual,
Oh my.
which is super rare for games these days. So just based on that, I'm gonna give it a 4.
And I would actually have to agree with Wolfstar's review on this. When even playing the game, the graphic user interface was a little bit it was a lot in your face all at once.
Right.
So I figured that it's a lot going on, and you're not really concentrated on what's going on at that time unless you're actually going ahead and doing battle.
The typewriter that's in the lower right hand side of the screen that tells you what's going on was not tracking with the game at all. Now that could be due to the fact that we had to change the text size to very large just to be able to read it. Is not a good sign. I mean, the definition on the TV is pretty good. It just obviously due to coding, it was unreadable at times. I mean, there was voice acting for the game, which wasn't horrible, but it wasn't Oblivion, Patrick Stewart, Sean Bean quality.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agreed with that. And when the story was a little bit other than being post-apocalyptic, it was still a little strange on what you had to do, and some of the objectives of it was kind of strange on how to do different things. Yeah. I know when Wolfstar was playing, when trying to go ahead and select different things on the screen, it was a little bit difficult for you, right?
Yeah, and I mean, at the end you saw that, I fucked up and everybody was bleeding out. And it was, I mean, they were just lying there, and I couldn't switch between them, and I couldn't figure out how to use the med kit. I did go through some of those tutorial screens pretty fast, but, I should have been like, hey, stupid, your guys are bleeding out. FYI, here's how you do this.
Yeah, which the tutorials were not all there. Yeah, you did go through it fast, but the thing is we weren't sure exactly how to do it. We were confused to even how to get our guys back up.
Traversing the world map, I ran out of water traversing the world map because it was talking about finding oases, and I didn't see any. And I don't know if you have to go over every single pixel until it finds something, but I will give it the fog of war, quote unquote, aspect of the world map. was interesting, but it just wasn't put together well.
No, and I agree. I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
Okay.
So, all right.
So that's by the covers. So as you can see, we had high hopes going into this.
Yeah.
Second episode will probably be a little bit more severe in our initial rating, but before I forget, my first prediction was that this game came out before Fallout, and the original Wasteland came out in 1988, I believe, and Fallout was not till 97, I believe. So at least I got that one right. But I mean, yeah, despite the fact this game came out in 2013, it was disappointing. So this is Wolfstar and Lazy Link signing out. So notice the rarity of these trailers, including the one trophy that we actually got, are all rare to ultra rare, which tells me that not a lot of people played this game.
Yeah, it's a lot of trophies actually.
But astoundingly enough, Metacritic gave it an 80,
which was odd because we
gave it a lot less.
A lot less.